Hello and welcome to another episode by CDBTC. Today is September 22, 2021. Today we're going to talk about the Bitcoin price. What's going on? Is it a good time to buy Bitcoin or not? Are we going to go higher or lower? Crypto continues to go mainstream, and we're going to talk about the Burger King and their NFT campaign. And we're also going to do an altcoin tour to look for interesting setups in the different altcoins in the crypto space. So if that seems interesting to you, stick around. So we'll begin with the NFT story and how crypto continues to go mainstream. Remember, NFTs are a segment of crypto, and Burger King is going to launch a campaign that's going to use NFTs. So fast food giant Burger King has announced the launch of a new NFT campaign with the NFT marketplace suite. This is going to be a huge campaign because they're going to have QR codes that are going to appear in almost 6 million meal boxes. So that's huge. And these QR codes are going to unlock a digital collectible. And they're doing this together with very important artists, Nelly, Anita, and Lil Huddy. This is all going to be a part of their Keep It Real Meals campaign. These NFTs will not only be a digital collectible, but they will also unlock a variety of different rewards. This campaign will really get people talking about it because they're going to be delivering many prizes, from small things such as Whopper sandwiches for a year to autographed goods or even a once in a lifetime call with one of the campaign celebrities. So this is going to be huge, and it's going to target mainstream. People are going to wonder what NFTs are. They're going to look a little bit into it. They're going to start learning about crypto. They're going to join us in the cryptoverse. And these are all small steps towards making crypto a worldwide phenomenon. These are part of the building blocks. Last month, Budweiser got on the NFT bandwagon. Visa is also coming into the crypto space. Now let's move on to Bitcoin. And remember, in our last video, I said that Bitcoin was trading now in this upper range of this complete pattern. We bounced or were rejected at the top of the range at $52,000, and we have since come down to test the bottom of the range. Right now, we're moving within this descending channel. We're currently bouncing off the bottom of the channel. We're having a nice strong bounce. We are probably going to have a bullish and closing candle today if we close above $40,734. But right now we have this clear channel in which we're trading. So what Bitcoin would have to do to continue on its bullish upward trend would have to be getting above $44,150 to $41,200, getting up above this, then maybe coming down and retesting it, and then trying to break out of this channel. If we break out of this, then we would have the possibility of continuing on our upward trajectory. If we continue moving sideways and we hit the top resistance of the channel and we're rejected down, we're probably going to come down to $38,000. And this range comes between $38,000 to $36,500. That would also mean, if we do that, that would also mean that the RSI would probably come down below 30, and that would be a great place to buy. Because if historically, if you go back in history, every time the RSI goes below 30, it's a great time to buy Bitcoin. So if you come here, this is November 21st, 2018, when the RSI came down at this level, Bitcoin was trading at $3,600. Imagine buying Bitcoin at that price level. That would have been great. The next time the RSI came down to this level was September 24th, 2019. And Bitcoin was trading at $7,927. That would have been also a great price when you compare it to the $60,000 Bitcoin reached and even today's price. The coronavirus crash is one of the times when the RSI was also at its lowest and Bitcoin fell to $3,787. There's no doubt buying at that price would have been great. And since the bull run officially started, which is when we broke out of this long trend resistance at around July 27th, 2020. The next time the RSI was at the lowest point was on September 4th. Coincides with September, and price was trading at $10,000. We're still 3x, we're still 4x that amount, and Bitcoin went up to move 6x from that price level. And the next to last time that the RSI on the daily was this low was from the May crash when Bitcoin fell down to $30,000. And we're still trading at above that price. So that would have also been a great time to buy Bitcoin. So if the RSI drops below 30, that would be a great time to enter Bitcoin once again. Would it be bearish if Bitcoin drops below this area? I wouldn't like it. I would like it to continue trading above the 100 moving daily average. That would be great if we could trade above that. So I wouldn't like us to come down here. We could come down here and have a wick, and that would be even more powerful for Bitcoin. That would tell us that we're definitely defending the trend and that we would probably continue on our way up to $100,000 or even beyond. That's the bullish case, but let's look at this one. Right now, we can see that Bitcoin is trading within this larger descending channel. So this is the top at $64,000. We came down to 29,000. We like traveled along the bottom of the channel. We pushed up and we hit the channel up at $50,000. We've traveled along just right below resistance and we're being rejected. So my next take is Bitcoin has to hold this $40,000 level because it's the 100 daily moving average and it's also this important level of support. If we lose both of these, then we risk Bitcoin falling first to $35,000, next to 31 and $29,000, and we could even visit $26,000. But this is the key, okay? As long as we hold this, then this scenario is unlikely to happen. But if we do break it, that's an option you have to consider, and you have to consider your positions in altcoins, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, because if this happens, it's going to bring the whole market down. I don't think it's going to happen. The RSI is already very, very low, but Bitcoin always manages to surprise us, because look at this area here. The RSI was already very low, and Bitcoin managed to drop from $50,000 to $30,000. So that's a $20,000 drop. If we were to drop $20,000 from here, it would take us to $23,000. So yeah, it kind of coincides with this area, okay? So just be careful. Manage your stop losses, manage your portfolio. Now let's take our tour around the altcoin world. You can see it right here. It's very, very clear. So we're going to have to wait for the RSI to cool off, and maybe we're going to trade a little bit sideways and then try to make a move. The Doge is not looking good right now. It's almost sold off, but we know that even if the RSI comes down here, the price can continue a little bit lower. So I would wait for like a double confirmation before moving into Doge. And a lot of the coins look very, very similar. Solana, remember Solana? On our last video, I said do not enter Solana. It's super high, it's super pumped. It's gonna come down, and I gave you entries at around $145. I also said $100. We went in between. Solana stopped at 120. I saw it on Binance at 116, but it's not out of the woods yet, because as you can see, Solana is facing this resistance and it's traveling in this channel. So unless it gets out of this, it might continue to come down all the way over here. So the $100 level price target is still on the table. And look at the RSI, it's still very high. So if Bitcoin continues to move down, this RSI could also continue to go down. So not a good time to get into Solana yet. FTX token is bouncing right on this interesting support line. I would try to get into FTX right here. The RSI is a little bit cooled off, and you could open a long position where you have your stop loss down here, and you can ladder entries over here to average your price, your entry, and that way your loss, if we go down here, it won't be 10%, it'll be a lot lower, but the benefit would also improve. PancakeSwap, it's bouncing on top of the 100 moving daily average. which is very good, but it still has a diagonal resistance. So I wouldn't get into pancake swap unless it breaks out of this area, retest, and then continues on its way up. Binance coin, similar. We have this cup. Could we call this a handle? It depends if this starts moving up. But first, we would have to see the price try to break out of this diagonal resistance, and then it has another one at $461. Bakery token is almost at its base. It went down to the price that we fell in mid-July, which acted as very strong support. It's acting as support again. It's bouncing off this price. The RSI is very, very low. So we could say that we could risk an entry here in bakery or bakery swap, because we could place a very, very tight stop loss here. And the first the first target would be a 43% gain and then 93% gain with a risk of a little bit over 1%. Okay. I would give a space of 1 to 2% in the stop loss. So a very good entry place for bakery swap. Polygon. What's interesting in Polygon is that you can see that the 200 moving daily average has served as support twice already. First in mid-July and again yesterday. So this is the area that you would like to buy as close to this moving average as possible. In the short term, we have this resistance. So no entries until we get above this price, unless you want to get in here, but the stop loss would already be a little bit further down. Sushi, it's a very weird chart. I wouldn't touch it right now. Plus, their lead dev left. Wu is traveling in this channel right now. It seems to be trying to hold this level as support. So it's like 0.45 cents. And it's trying to make a bull div on the daily, which would be very interesting. So entry on Wu, I would enter when we break this diagonal resistance and we have a retest, okay? You can layer entries in this area between 53 cents and 46 cents, because if we are rejected in this moving averages, we could come down retest before we break out, and then that would be a great entry if you DCA, and you would have a stop loss down here. A lot of you like RSR. I also used to like it, but I sold my positions after we had the first run up to at around 7 cents. I sold that position and I never re-entered, but a lot of people always ask me about RSR, and we can see that RSR is almost bottomed at RSI levels, so it's very, very oversold. And every time you enter, the last time you entered at that RSI level, the token had made a move of 252%. So I wouldn't enter just now. I would wait for it to either break out of this area or make a double or triple bottom, kind of like it did in this area, okay? And we know that the RSI has made a higher high with a lower low on price. Chainlink is not looking good right now, and I would wait for any entries into Chainlink until the RSI is a little bit cooler. We could probably come down to $19, or we could even come down to $17, 16 something, okay? Polkadot. This one, I think this is one of the ones I'm very bullish on. I have a very nice position in Polkadot because it's one of the Ethereum killers that hasn't started going up in price. Why hasn't it started going up in price? Because it's basically not live yet. But you've seen what other L1s or L2s have done in terms of price when they go live. AVAX, Phantom, Polygon, Kusama, Moonriver, they've all just shot up in price. So we've heard Gavin talking about parachain auctions coming on DOT very soon. We don't know what very soon means. It could be 3 months, 6 months, but they're closer than ever, and there's going to be hype. And DOT is probably going to do what the other L1s or L2s have done in terms of price. It's just gonna shoot up. So I expect DOT to be at around $75 or $80 in the next few months. Mina is a very nice project. It's right now forming this cup pattern. If it manages to remain above $4, I expect it to move up and retest $6, and that's going to make its price continue to shoot up very, very quickly. For the dog lovers out there, and we have Shiba, and you can see that Shiba is basically trading within this range: up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So we're trading in this range. It's going to be a very violent move either way, whether we break up or down. So just take that into consideration. DYDX is an airdropped token. You got the airdrop if you participated in the DYDX exchange, decentralized exchange. I think that this is going to be very huge. Right now, it's trending and it's trading between $15 and $9 on the lower edge of the range, and it's touched $18 on the higher end of the range. But in overall terms, it's moving upwards in price. So I received an airdrop. I have it. I'm keeping it. I'm not going to sell it. I expect this to continue increasing in price in the long term, even if it continues to snake up and down, up and down. In the long term, this is going to be a very valuable token project. We talked about Joe in one of my previous videos. Joe was trading at about $2, and right now it's almost at $4. So that's 100% price increase. In my last video, we talked about XI and how it was one of the slow movers, but it was going to try to catch up. And at that moment in time, price was at about $8. Since then, stake went up 110%. It's still trading 27% above. And remember, this is one of the reasons why we have to take profits. Imagine something moving 100%, you're not taking profit, and then it comes down almost all the way down to the starting point. You have to take profits. If you had taken profits here, you would be able to dollar cost average right at these prices. You would have more stake for the next leg up. Harmony pushed up all the way up to 21 cents, reached a new all-time high, and has reset down to the base. I think that this is an interesting token. This is a blockchain. It's an L2, and in the future, they're going to be having a lot of incentives, and it's going to make the token price appreciate. And just like AVAX and Phantom and Polygon reached their previous all-time highs, this will also do it in the future. So this is a very nice entry point, and it's very easy to have a stop loss down here. Phantom, remember we talked about Phantom? It was trading very low at around 38 cents when we talked about it. It has since gone up to almost $2. It corrected down to $1, and now it's making a huge bounce up to 125. I still want to buy this bounce right now because I would wait for a confirmation, but this is kind of like a very nice bull flag. And if Bitcoin behaves, Phantom could go up to $2.52. And this is AVAX. And on my last video, you can go look it up. We talked about how this was also a bull flag. We have it right here. And the price would be going up to almost $83. Right now, up until now, the price did reach $74, $75. So it was getting very close. Then we had the Bitcoin crash, and price has recovered very quickly since. So after retesting this level, which is very important because it's the previous all-time high, and you can see that we got rejected here again, we're turning it into support. So 56, between $52 and $56, it's now support for AVAC. Cadena, I also talked about Cadena in the last video. It was trading at approximately 80 cents, something like this. And since that video, price went up 178%. That was just a few days, about 7 or 10 days. Right now, price is trading 115% above. But I do feel that Cadena still has lots of room. We can see that it's retesting this area. It's holding it as support. So as long as we hold above $1.50, this should continue to move up in price. Volume is growing very, very well. CFG is the other one that I mentioned. Since the time that I mentioned, CFG did go down in price. I feel that it has bottomed out right here at a very key level of support at 89 cents approximately. And we're getting a little bull dip here. So this is a very nice area to get into CFG. We would be watching this diagonal resistance. We're trying to get above the MAs. So the key level to watch is $1 basically, okay? So if we push above $1, we come down to retest it. That would be the best entry. That would be the safest entry into this. And after we do that, the price targets are 7%, 25%, and 50% above. Maki. Remember we talked about Maki when it was at 7 cents? It's currently trading at 205% above that. But Maki was able to go 483%. So after a huge run like that, people are going to take profits. And that's what's been happening in these past few days. The positive right now for Maki is that we're trading above this support line. We bounced off 20 cents, which is key support because it was, as you can see, was resistance, 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 resistance here. So this has to turn into support. So as long as we remain above 20 cents, I remain bullish on Maki. I'm expecting Maki to trade sideways like this until we have more strength to break out once more. And the target from 20 cents would be 40 cents once again, so that's a 100% move. When we look at the 4 hour Maki, we can see that we're way oversold and we're starting to get a bull dip here. So yes, I expect Maki to be able to maintain this price level in the short term before trying to break out once again. And remember, guys, everything applies as long as Bitcoin remains bullish. If all of a sudden Bitcoin takes a nosedive, it's going to drag the whole market down with it. So be careful. Remember to use your stop losses, plan your trades, plan your exits. Don't just hold, because you could be compounding your money much faster. For those of you that stuck all the way to the end, I'm gonna share this farm. It's called Moon Cafe. Right now, I'm farming cafe and USDC on Solar. So that's the I have a liquidity. I'm participating in a liquidity pool on Solar LP, but I brought those over to Moon Cafe, and right now I'm receiving 1,884% on these LP. Okay, so I put this in I put this in about 17 hours ago. 17 hours ago, I've earned 16.77 cafe tokens, which the current price is 25.99. So I've earned $435 in 17 hours. Remember, this is like a double effect. It's the rate, but the token is also appreciating. So my LP is worth a little bit more, and these are worth a little bit more than when I started. So if you kept watching to the end, I'm sharing this super farm with you. Just remember, participate with what you're willing to lose, okay? There's no 100% certainties in crypto. But for now, I am enjoying this little farm. It's on Moon River. It's another blockchain. It's recent. There's not a lot of hype around it on Twitter. So I think that we're very early, and that's going to help us because if we farm these tokens early, then next wave of the next wave of people moving into Moon River, the Moon River blockchain, they're gonna come into Cafe and other farms in this blockchain, and they're going to drive the price up because they're going to be buying, and they're going to be buying the tokens from us. So we're gonna make a killing. Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed that little surprise. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, the most important thing in crypto is to have fun and enjoy yourself, okay? Have a great day.